Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for another version of our STEM Careers virtual workshops sponsored by Nova Systemic, our Nova Workforce, and our Engineering Technologies area. We're very excited to offer this workshop on LinkedIn, utilizing the different features as well as how to set up an account. So this will be an overview that will take you through an actual account, which we'll be using my account, to show you some of the features and functionalities that you can utilize with our LinkedIn workshop. Just a few housekeeping notes. If there are any questions, we do often record our sessions, and when we record them, we do sometimes have individuals participating in. So we please ask that you use the chat feature, and also ask that you keep your video off, as well as your microphone or your computer muted during this session. So let's go ahead and get started. What we're going to be doing here is I'm going to be sharing my LinkedIn account. So just so you know, it's going to be a real account from somebody, but it's going to be mine. And so I'm going to show you a couple of things that can be helpful in setting up your account and just going over some of the basics of the different features. So what I'm going to do is, if you don't already have an account, you want to go ahead and create an account. If you do have an account, you want to go ahead and log in utilizing your credentials. And this is kind of the basics here. So what we're going to do is go through a series of different areas related to this session. And we're going to actually show you how you can utilize some of the different features and functions and see how to use your LinkedIn account. So a couple of things here that I'm going to show you is on here, for example, we're going to look at across the home. There's going to talk about my network. We will talk about my network, jobs, messaging, notifications. So I've kept a couple of things open so that you can actually see how some of these areas work. So the first thing that you do when you're setting up your account is you're going to go through and do your profile. You're going to go through all of the different sections. So the first thing that you typically want to do is have a photo, and you want to make sure that it's something that's nice, fun, professional. Maybe if you are into a certain type of career path or industry or something you're interested in, you may want to consider having a profile that reflects that. And just like you can often use on things like Facebook, you can also have a cover photo where you can add a background photo that is much larger. You also can see that there are different sections here that you can add different profile sections: the intro, the about, the featured, the background, as well as education, skills, accomplishments, and more. And you always have the option to edit these features here. So as we go through, we're going to look at the different areas that I have added on my profile, and then we'll go across the items and the icons at the top. So a couple of things that I could currently do if I wanted was I could update a headline to match my current position if I wanted to. The other thing here is my about section. As you can see, I've just decided to use one statement: a results-oriented, creative-driven professional with a diverse combination of education, events, and training experience. So that's what I've chosen as my general about, but that could be something that you could make a little bit longer if you would like. There's also a featured section. In this featured section, if you choose to add something, I've chosen to add a video related to talking about creating collaborative partnerships. So you are able to upload things such as videos and photo profiles and things that can enhance your featured section. Now, this dashboard section is obviously normally just for the individuals, so you all are seeing it because it's my account. But the dashboard is saying that there were 107 people that have viewed my profile during a certain time frame, and I've had 232 people view a post that I've done, and I've appeared in 50 searches. So those are just a couple of things that allow you to kind of see what's going on the back end. And then here's the activity. This is related to comments that I've made or posts that I've made, so I can actually see those different areas if I'd like to actually highlight. So what I'm going to do is I did just choose the all activity. So this is just telling you all of the different activities, things that I've done, things that I've liked, things that I've shared, etc. So going backwards, we're going to go back here, and the next area we want to talk about is related to your experience section. I have chosen to put some of my professional experiences in this section as well. And so, for example, I have the International Live Events Association, where I actually was a regional vice president as a volunteer, but now I'm on their board of directors. So now my ILEA information is enhanced in here. And because it appears as an experience, it's more like kind of a job, although it's volunteer. There is a section for volunteer experience that you can choose to place information like this. As you continue to scroll down, you then have your education section where you can choose to put as much or as little information as you'd like. The next area is considered your licenses and certifications. I've included some of the certifications that I have, and I've included, for example, the Global Career Development Facilitator. You can choose to put additional information, again, as much or as little as you would like, by just clicking on the pencil and then editing that information if I'd like to put the time, if the credential does not expire, and different things like that. I can also put the URL related to the credential. So you can totally enhance your profile with even more direct links to other sites as needed. This is another section that I mentioned that's really great to put in here, especially if you don't have any work experience yet. This is a great place to put other experiences like volunteer work. So again, you can choose to put information about that organization. On here, I have the Sweet Julia Grace Foundation and the National Brain Tumor Society and Inova Children's Hospital, since those are in the area where I am right now. And I can choose, again, to add more information in these sections. So that is something that you're able to do if you would like to expand on that. This next area is called a skills and endorsement area. This is an area where you can ask people to endorse you for different skills. You can choose to put different skills on your profile. So I can do add a new skill, and you can see the different ones that I have. I have 45 that I've listed, and people can choose to endorse me. And so there are people who are saying, hey, 99 plus people have endorsed me for event planning. 94 people have endorsed me for fundraising. 64 people have endorsed me for public speaking. So that is an area that you can actually add new skills, and you can ask people to endorse you in those areas. Another section, which I think is really great to include, and this is something that I haven't really taken advantage of a lot during my career path, but I did have some opportunities recently to work with some individuals, and they have provided me with recommendations. So I think this is a really great place that I want to kind of highlight a little bit. So right here, you can actually see that I am focused on this area here where we have a recommendation. So we have the received recommendation. So I have one that's pending. So let's click on this and see. So this recommendation that's pending, because again, I can choose whether or not I'm going to put it on my profile or not, but this is something that I can choose to say, yes, I want to let this be on my profile. I want to see this, and I want to make sure that this is something that I want to highlight. So this is from Francina Harrison, MSW, the career engineer. She's actually an individual who owns a company that does a lot with business and entrepreneurship and speaking and training. And she spent some time at Northern Virginia Community College working with the students on their different skill sets related to different areas of training and job preparation and professional development and career development. And so she has provided a recommendation. She said, an incredible planner and visionary who brings the human touch to 21st century technology. I enjoy working with Tiffany and the Nova Systemic team as we partner to bring career intelligence seminars and workshops to their diverse student body. Talk about a professional who is uber creative, organized, effective, and efficient. That's Tiffany. So she goes on to talk a little bit more about the different reasons that she wants to recommend me for this, for my LinkedIn profile. So I think that is really awesome, because that gives us an opportunity to actually see the information that she is sharing about me as a professional. And so I think that is something that is really exciting to see on here. So we're going to do this. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to that section. We just had to do a little double check here, because, you know, when you're doing things live, you want to make sure that you are still recording and that you can see everything. So this received recommendation that we have on here, we're going to go ahead and click on that again. So we're going to click on this pending one, and we're going to go ahead and do add to profile. So now that has been added to my profile. So you can see that this recommendation has been added. So I can actually now go on the other side and I can give a recommendation. Okay. So if I want to go to Francina Harrison, the career engineer, and I want to now see if I can scroll down, and you can see her featured section on here. She has a lot more things highlighted on her profile, and her activity obviously is very busy on here. And then she has her experience listed. Okay. And she does provide services that are available both virtually and in person. And here are her different skills. So here's where I can actually give a recommendation for her. So you can select the type of relationship. So I can say that I worked with her, let's see, in different groups. I taught her, I mentored her. She was a client of mine. Let's see if I can do, I worked with her and if it gives me the information. So she was the career engineer at the time. So I'm going to just write a brief one right now, but I can always go back and write something additional. So I can say, I had the opportunity to work with Francina Harrison, the career engineer, as she provided workshops and professional development activities and experiences for students and recent graduates of Northern Virginia Community College. She is very enthusiastic when she presents and has the ability to make the career development search processes exciting and informative. So I can go ahead and press send. And again, she can choose to do what I did on that same area and accept my post at the time. So that's how recommendations work. So they're pretty easy. So really, we encourage you to seek out people who you're connected with to do recommendations for you. And also, like you can see on here that I've given and that I've received, but you can also have requests out there as well, as I mentioned. So moving on to the next section here, we can actually add accomplishments. So this is where you can add things like honors and awards if you're involved in any organizations, if you've taken any special courses, if you've done special projects or presentations or publications. This is where you can add that information as you see under your accomplishments. So the next area here is under interest. So these are just some of the things that I'm interested in that I follow. So JMU is where I went to undergraduate. So of course I'm going to follow JMU. So that's something that I'm interested in. And so you can choose to follow, and then you can kind of get the updates on what's going on those different areas that you follow. So scrolling back down here, you actually can then go to the next section after, which then gets into seeing all. And so then you can see all the different interests that I follow, the different companies that I follow, the different groups that I'm in, and the different schools that I have been affiliated with in some way or another. So these are all choices that you can select to add to your profile. So now let's go across the top of the screen here and talk about these different icons. I will let you know that on the right-hand side here, and someone did ask the question, should you pay for a profile or pay for access to LinkedIn? That's really going to depend on what your needs are. I do have the free account, and it's been able to meet the needs that I have had over the years. So that's something that I would encourage you to invest in on your own, weighing out the advantages and challenges that may come with paying for an account or not paying for an account. So that's something that you really have to decide on your own. So on the right-hand side, just so you see, there are also things that let you know people that viewed maybe my profile also viewed other people's profiles. So you can see my friend Carrie Locke, she's actually, she has her certified special event professional designation. She is a planner who plans events in Virginia and beyond. She's a first connection of mine. You can also see that there were other people. Marshall Everett, he is an event related professional in Texas. And so those are some different things. Also, you can add new skills. So there's just some recommendations for courses, videos that I can select. And then I can also see my recommendations. So that's just what that information is on the side, as somebody was asking what that was referring to. So when you click on the Home tab here, this is again what you're going to see. This is what you see. This is the world. This is where I can start a post and say, I'm very excited to be recording and sharing a STEM careers workshop for Nova Systemic for Northern Virginia Community College. And then I can choose to add a photo. So let's see if we're gonna maybe select an image to share, and we'll just go ahead and do our STEM careers virtual here and see if this one will work. And then I can do done. And then I can say, check out the recording in the future on the Nova Systemic YouTube page. And I can put a hashtag, we do STEM. And then I can post. I can also upload a video and other items as well. And so I posted this so anybody could see this. So that's how you would do a post, and that appears in your feed or your timeline, like you would say in other areas. And so that's the Home tab, okay? So now that clears the Home tab. So now let's go to my network. This is actually letting me know that there were some people that I sent out requests to actually connect with them on LinkedIn. And so it actually shows you that they've accepted my invitation. And then I also have requests from people. So it looks like Ryan Campbell from AFR, he's an account executive, has requested to connect with me. So I can choose accept. And he said, thank you for speaking on the ILEA Chicago panel today. I'm on the board of directors for the Chicago chapter and also a JMU alum. Oh my gosh, so this is amazing. So I'm actually gonna do an accept here. And I'm also gonna connect with Corey, who said, Tiffany, it has been so great meeting and working with you on the upcoming ILEA Chicago event. I look forward to so many more incredible experiences together in the future. So that is how you can actually accept the different requests that you get through. And now it shows that, hey, there's some other people that I might know that Corey's connected to. So we'll go back to the messaging here shortly, but this just kind of gives you an idea of how that works. So just going across the tab here, we're gonna go to, well, actually, before I do that, let me point out something. So as you can see here, Corey and I are now first line connections, right? But here's somebody else that Corey is connected to, and you see it says second connection. So it means that Martin Lawrence, who's also, individual in the event professionals world, Martin and I are not connected because we're second connections, which means he and Corey are the connection, only because we saw that recently to know that was the connection. And we also have 15 mutual connections, as you can see right here. So I can choose to connect with Martin, and it just says, hey, I can add a note, or I can just do done. And then I can connect with him. Sometimes you may come across somebody who, when you try to connect with them, it may say that you need to say how you're connected with them, how you know them. So that's something that you may want to take into consideration. You may not always be able to accept or be able to send a connection and get a direct connection back with somebody. We also encourage you, though, if you are connecting with somebody who you don't know, kind of like the individual wrote on there that he works for AFR Furniture. He's part of the ILEA Chicago board, which I know what ILEA is. And then he's also a JMU alum, which is where I went to school. So it was great. I felt more comfortable accepting his request. So here's another great way that you can also use LinkedIn. You can use it to search for jobs. So what you can do is choose a lot of different search options. So you can say, hey, I'm really interested in, we used nursing before. So let's say that you're interested in nursing and you're interested in working in Fairfax, because this is what we used in the past, because we actually used the hospital for our last search that we did, and it was actually for nursing. So this was something that our student has asked for us to do a search for. We've kept it at a 25-mile radius. We also are just keeping everything sort of as a default. So then you see now all of the different types of jobs that are posted within a 25-mile radius related to nursing, but 25 miles away from our base. So maybe I want to say, you know, I really only just want to look at things that are, you know, related to a certain company. You can actually select that option. You can also expect to consider experience level. Maybe you are wanting to look at entry levels. You know what? Now we're going to go down to 3,000 jobs instead of 10,000 jobs. Because remember, that was kind of a big area. And, you know, let's just look at the jobs that were posted in the last 24 hours. So now we've narrowed it down from thousands to 117. And then we're going to say LinkedIn features, easy apply, which allows you to apply through LinkedIn. You can do under 10 applicants. So maybe it's something that people are applying for and it actually tells you, hey, less than 10 people have applied for these 113 jobs. Or like in my network, let's kind of see what that refers to. So when you look at in my network here, so here are some jobs, and there are different people that are connections of mine that actually work at different places. So I have 5 connections that work at one of the jobs. So that's how you can narrow down and utilize this as a job search function. Okay. You can also do things here, going back to Martin. So you can actually, you know, click on more. And again, you can use an interview prep or a resume builder. You can post a job for free. There are a lot of different things to search for. You can also select manage alerts, where you can actually put an alert on the different types of jobs. I had mine related to, or have mine related to education coordinator and guest speaker. And then I got job recommendations, and I still get them on a regular basis until I turn that off. So that's just something to let you know on how those features work. So you can let LinkedIn work for you while you're sleeping or working or studying. So here you can see Martin Lawrence has accepted my invitation to connect. So this is where we're going to send a little message to Martin and say, oops, we can't actually message him if we're not connected. So the system is not quite understanding that Martin and I have connected. So let's see if we can go back and refresh our screen. And now let's see if we can message Martin. So I'm going to say, hi, Martin. If you check my recent post, I am doing a recording for a LinkedIn workshop. So lucky you get to be in my recording. We'll touch base soon. Happy Friday to you and your family. Send. So that's a little bit about the messaging. As we kind of showed you here with Ryan, you know, we said, hey, thank you. And this is really great. You should also try to follow up and say, thank you for reaching out. And so excited to know we are both JMU Dukes. Let's make sure to stay connected on all things event and JMU related. And then I'm going to send that message. So that's how messaging works, okay? And as you can see, Martin's starting to write a little note here, so that's actually kind of cool. So we can actually see the information here, so it's really neat to be able to see these opportunities as they are in real time. So the thing here that we're going to talk about next, our next tab, is really notifications. So notifications, this is where it actually tells you, hey, if I am actually a person who is on a certain account, it says, hey, you know, people haven't heard from you in a while, so share a post. Or this person right here, he actually is a faculty member at JMU, says, congratulate Lenny, it's actually Lenny Echterling, for 30 years at JMU. So again, you can just interact and engage and say, congrats on your work anniversary. And then it sends a little message. So it's pretty cool. And you can also choose a little, you know, fun animated things here. So we'll just do this for a little bit of fun. And we'll say congrats and then send. So again, you can make it a little bit fun if you'd like as well. Also, you can see different people have viewed your profile. So this lets you know who has checked out your profile. And also it tells you that, hey, 108 people viewed my profile in the last 90 days, which actually is down 69% from the week before. So obviously if you're engaging and interacting more, then you're able to then, you know, have those statistics be a little bit higher. There are some people who do a lot with social media, and it is important for them to have people following them and liking them and connecting and engaging. So that's where those stats really come in to, you know, pay attention to. Also, you can see if you are being mentioned. Nicole Zenner and 11 others reacted to Gwendolyn McNutt's post. So this was a post made by Gwendolyn McNutt from ILEA Chicago about a panel that I was on. And so she actually did the post, she tagged me in it, and then now I can also do the same thing. I can like the comment, I can put a heart, you know, I can say insightful, and I can just say, thank you so much. It was an honor to be a part of the discussion. And then I can post that. So that's how the notifications can let you know a lot of different things that are going on. People even interacted with your profile. Maybe they've selected you by tagging you for something. There is a new post in my JMU alumni group, for example. I can check out and see what people are typing. School of Music is offering private flute lessons. Someone else is talking about their company is hiring. So that's another great thing. Make sure that you connect with different groups. You can see a lot of the different groups that I'm connected with that I've chosen to be a part of. You can also create groups. So this is really important to think about different ways that you can connect because, for example, you can connect to a group and then you can find out that within that group, you have some connections, or maybe you can invite connections. So in this case, I can invite a connection of mine. I don't think she's involved. So her name's Nusha. And so I can now invite her to be a part of this group. And so that's how you can invite others and also be invited should that opportunity come for you. So I'm going to move this down here just a little bit out of the way for you all so that you can see, here's the other information. You can actually interact with other LinkedIn products by clicking on the different icons. And then again, you can do a premium for 1 month and see if that's something that is something you'd like to do, but then just make sure that you set it up to cancel if it's not something that you're going to continue with. So that's pretty much an overview of LinkedIn and how you can utilize your account, how you can really interact and engage. And what I wanted to do here is I actually just flipped it around so you could see what it looks like in the public setting. So as you noticed, I clicked on that edit the public option. So this actually tells you if I wanted to give somebody my LinkedIn profile, this is what I would give them. You can also edit that. So it usually is some really long URL, but you can condense it to be something linkedin.com/in/your name. Also, you can see the different things here. So this is what the public would see, quote unquote, for my account. You can choose to allow your account to be public to anyone, or you can have it be filtered to only people that are your connections. So there are a lot of different things, but basically these are the different things that are showing and not showing on my different pages. So this is just giving you an idea of, for example, my current work as a STEM education and CTE coordinator. I own a business. I am involved in the Event Professionals Association. So that's just showing you how the profile looks to the public. So again, this was just an overview of our LinkedIn workshop for you. We hope that you've really enjoyed this session, and we are excited that we will be sharing this information on our YouTube channel. For those of you who have participated in this session, we also hope that you will participate in a wonderful networking and professional development and how to utilize networking through LinkedIn and how to connect with what recruiters see and what they're looking for when they're looking at your profiles, and some best tips and practices. So hopefully you'll have a chance to sign up for that workshop, which will be coming up very soon. So you can actually check out our Nova Systemic website for more information on our different workshops that we have coming up. You can also email us. If you don't see that information, just send us an email and we can share with you our upcoming workshops. So thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you at one of our future sessions, and have a great day.